What's up?
What's up?
We did it.
We did it. This is number 4. No Homo Podcast, episode number 4. We did it. This is the No Homo Podcast with Jonathan and Tom. I am Jonathan.
I'm Tom.
What are we doing here, Tom?
We're two best friends, one straight, one gay, riffing on their daily lives, the insanity of current events, what it means to be a man, gassing each other up while the world burns.
Boom. Nailed it. One take wonder. I love it.
Episode 4, we're recording this on July 14th, Monday, July 14th.
Monday, July 14th. Oh, it's a hot day. We are both, I think, dressed for the hot New York summer. It's a rough one out there.
I put mine on because you have yours on.
It's usually I'm doing whatever Tom's doing. It's a new role reversal here. I like it. I'm usually not the one in charge. I'm not leading the pack. It's an interesting place to be.
Well, I was the original Jonna fan.
You're really going to work to make that stick, huh? I like it. I appreciate it. I like it.
It's a pretty good segue, too.
It is, because it is lovely that you have coined the phrase Jonna fans, but we have our own fans now. We have listeners, we have supporters of the pod, and they're not just Jonna fans. We need a name for everyone who is a pod supporter. Yeah,
we're taking suggestions. I was thinking about no homers.
No homers. Okay. It's something. There's something there.
It's not an immediate yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not an immediate yes, but let's put it out there.
Right.
Let's people reach out to us, give us a shout. Do you like no homers? Do you have other ideas? I feel like we probably just like the homos aren't going to work. Like that's not really a way we can go. Probably
the no homos,
the no homos, the nomos. I don't know. That doesn't really. None of that makes. I don't know.
No homians.
No homians. Sure. Okay. I mean, I think that right now, no homians and no homers are 1 and 2. So you're doing great so far.
Thanks. I try. You know, I do what I can.
But we have people listening, and it's very exciting. It's, I think that it's worth celebrating our small incremental steps. We have over 100 subscribers on YouTube now. We have almost 500 downloads of the episodes we have out, which is
it's amazing.
Not exactly, Scott Galloway kind of numbers, but they're numbers. That's great for us. I'm excited for us. Yeah.
I'm excited too. Yeah. It's really exciting to hear from people and to hear from people from my past and my life, and to hear from total strangers, both equally exciting. And we survived another week without killing each other, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We did great this week. I think, right? We did great.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, we made it. Here we are. Oh no, I had something I was going to say and I lost it. This is bad podcasting. Okay, take over, please.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about my weekend.
Okay, pull that game down or back up a little bit.
Pull
super hot.
Up a little
just
bit.
Back up a little bit. There you go. Super hot. There you go.
Right,
you are super hot. You're just super hot. I can't.
Bro, thank you. This is the best you've ever looked.
No, stop it. Thank you.
This is the best. Yeah.
So kind of
when you signed on with that haircut and the arms and the Scottish tan. I was excited. I was excited for me. I was excited for the listeners at home. The listeners aren't really going to benefit from this. I was excited for the viewers.
The viewers. Yeah. Go to YouTube. Go watch us on YouTube.
Yeah. Or OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Let's start at OnlyFans. Great. Let's do that.
I also think there's a lot of people that just watch the clips, which is awesome. Thank you for watching the clips, and we love it. Please keep watching them.
Yeah.
I've also heard from a lot of people who are like, and these are people I know well, who are like, I don't really do podcasts.
Sure.
Which is like a really nice way of being like, I'm never going to listen to your podcast.
Listen,
which is cool. Like
that's fine because you're my best friend, and you don't really do long form reels on Instagram.
No.
This is the only way I can get you to pay attention to my content is to make you sit down and do a podcast with me, so you hear what I'm saying on the internet.
True that.
But other than keeping up with my content, what's been going on with you? What have you been up to?
Well, I went to go see Superman on Friday night.
Okay.
With Naquan, my fiance, and our friend Forrest, and it was my idea. I scheduled the whole thing. I was really excited about it. And I got us $9.50 tickets.
Okay.
We live across the street from the movie theater.
Yeah, don't put that out there, man. The fans are going to be coming. The no homers are going to come for you. They're lined up outside the door.
And And it was like 9:50 p.m. on a Friday night. And we sat down in the theater, which now has the seats that incline.
No, really?
Yeah, they're like slowly redoing it. So the theater
Holy
we were
cow.
in, yeah, but they were leather seats or like a fake leather, and it was hot. The air conditioning was not good, and I got tired. And at about 10:30, I turned to them and said, "I'm gonna go home," and I left. Bro.
Wait, let me get the timing, because I did not see that coming. I did not expect that to be what was happening. The timing, the 9:50 movie, which means the movie doesn't start until 10:15, right? Like maybe
it was more like I saw like 20. I saw probably a half hour of the movie.
It's a half hour of the movie.
Yeah,
and then you were like, I have to go home and go to bed.
I was fighting it, and part of me was like, I could just sleep here, but it was so hot I couldn't sleep, and my bed was feet away.
That's true.
And
you know what? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. A younger, less confident man would have stuck that out and been miserable and sat there. But you could say,
but this is not a comment on the movie at all, and I intend to go back and watch it. And I was very excited about it. I loved what I saw.
I heard that you walked out because of woke Superman. What I'm hearing is that you walked out on woke Superman.
No, dude, I loved all the woke stuff. I loved the fact that Lex Luthor was definitely Elon Musk. I loved the fact that Superman was definitely an immigrant. He is an immigrant.
He is a fucking immigrant.
He's always been an immigrant.
Stephen Miller was like, he's an orphan, not an immigrant. He's a fucking alien. He's literally an alien.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But you would say the first 20 minutes or so, thumbs up. You're excited to see the rest at a sensible matinee.
Yeah, what I saw, I liked, and I'm excited to go back.
Great.
And then we went to go visit a high school friend who has a house on Shelter Island, out in the Hamptons. So we spent the weekend out there.
Yeah, fancy.
Shelter Island is a little island, sort of just north of like the Hamptons, and it's an island, so you have to take a ferry with your car. There's no bridge to it, so it's a little sleepier than the Hamptons, but they've got a really great house with a pool, and it was really fun. And we went to the neighborhood grocery store, and in the grocery store, when you walk into the IGA on Shelter Island, to the right is a store, a clothing store. The owners of IGA, his son, who helps manage the store, wanted to start a clothing line, and his parents were like, "No, you can't." I met him, super hot too. I met him, and he was like, and one day when they weren't here, I just cleared out an area and set up a store. So he's doing really well. His name is Anthony Peronace. Peronace, I don't know. Anthony, I love you, man. Your stuff's great. Really talented designer. Beautiful stuff. He's been featured in GQ. There's a whole article about him. Word is Madonna's son might have the same hat as me. So that's my little shout out to Anthony. Supermarket is the name of the store. SPRMARKT.
Oh, good. I read that as sperm wrecked at first, so I'm glad that it's supermarket.
Supermarket is basically supermarket without any of the vowels.
I get
That's how you find it on Instagram.
Also, kind of sperm wrecked without the vowels too, but supermarket. I
mean, maybe that's on purpose. I mean, who doesn't love to get sperm wrecked?
Anthony, great work. Because Tom runs a really tight ship as to who we're going to sponsor our show and shout out our show. But now he's going to be hot, and Tom will give you a free shout out no matter what. We're making $0 with 4 episodes, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just giving away sponsors, giving away shout outs."
Listen, you're not the only one who can hawk wares, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that you can do it too. That's exciting, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Tell me about your weekend.
My weekend was a lot of fun. We had some family stuff in Connecticut, but I also ended up. I was in the paper recently. I just kind of found out. In the IRL, in the real world, I was in the newspaper in a small town paper in Connecticut. But I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. And you might have seen. Well, you didn't see the reel I posted, but some of the no homers out there might have seen the reel that I posted about the Georgetown Day Festival in Connecticut, where there was a classic, like a vintage Army Jeep from World War II, and sitting in the back seat was a mannequin. There were a couple mannequins all in their Army garb, and one of them was a fucking Nazi, like just a Nazi, and it wasn't like
one of the mannequins
had a swastika and like was a full on Nazi, and not like chained up, not like in trouble, just. The mannequin was kind of chilling in the back of this Jeep. And so I, brought it up in a reel. And it's funny because I always wonder, like, how much in the real world this matters at all. Sometimes it's kind of like it is an echo chamber, and I like to think of it as a place we can huddle and we can all, talk to each other, and then we have to go out in the world and have to do something with it. And so when I went to the internet to complain about this Nazi, I wasn't sure if anything was going to happen because I couldn't find, I wasn't sure who to talk to at the event. I wasn't, and it was like kind of winding down. I was there with my kids. I didn't want to really cause a big scene, just be like, hey, or just take the mannequin out and throw it away or something. So I put this reel up, and it made it to, word got around, and the guy, who owned the Jeep and who had that stuff, he came out and said he apologized. It wasn't supposed to be that kind. It was supposed to just historical blah, 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 which I'm kind of like, man, have a little bit more awareness of what's going on around you. I believe you. I believe that you weren't trying to promote a Nazi agenda, but also maybe have some awareness. But Jesse Wright, the editor from the paper that posted this, that put the article out there, said that I never responded to comment. I did not respond with a comment in time for the article to be published. And I'm not trying to start beef. I just didn't ever hear from Jesse. I don't know if they tried to DM me and it didn't get through, or I think she mentioned my LinkedIn, which I don't even know if that's I barely have a real job. I don't know about my LinkedIn. So Jesse Wright, I'm not trying to start beef. I'm just saying, if you are out there and hear this, I would love to follow up, and I apologize that I you couldn't get to me. I would, I think the story might be done. It might be another lukewarm take. Might have just missed the timing of that one. But in case, Jesse, you listen to this, give me a shout, and I'd love to chat. One other thing that I ran into this weekend, I was with my sister-in-law, and I think that you might be able to help me here, because I know that you have a lot of Jewish friends, and I know that you have spent a lot of time. If anybody listening to the episodes knows that Tom really respects the Jewish religion, and he's read a lot of books on it, and has a lot of friends. And so my sister-in-law, who is Jewish.
Why do I feel like you're making fun of me?
Well, I'm going to take something that an actual Jewish person said. I want to see what you think about it, and we can put it out there to the world and see what everyone thinks about it. But I picked up bagels, and I got in trouble for calling the blueberry bagels. And she said, those are just round muffins, because bagels should not be sweet. Sweet bagels are an attempt to erase Judaism from the heritage, from the culture of bagels. And I'd never heard that, but she is herself a Jewish woman. So I feel like I got to listen to her, but
yeah,
thoughts?
I would defer. I mean, I have Jewish friends, but I don't mean to speak for also what is Jewish and what is not Jewish.
Yeah, my wife is Jewish, and she thinks that that's a ridiculous thing to say. So maybe it's just my sister-in-law. I don't know, but that's another one for the no homers. What do you think? Are sweet bagels okay? Anyway, that's what my weekend was like.
That's a good weekend, man. Did you eat the bagel?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I ate the round muffin, I think is what I'm supposed to call it. I don't know.
Speaking of round muffins, did you watch it Just Like That this week?
Boy, did I. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're correct about how bad the show is, right? I mean, it is, I think it is becoming a more fun hate watch than it was. There was a dip there for a while, you know?
Yeah. I'm bemoaning. I miss New York. and it's not Sex in the City anymore, but I miss the New York of it all. Where's the New York in the storytelling?
Well, it's like they got rid of the sex and the city. That's why they can't call it that anymore. It has neither. It has a prude or wifed up leads. Yeah. And then no New York.
Yeah. Seema in the cab making out with the guy going down the streets of New York. That felt like old school Sex in the City. That felt like celebrating the city again.
But God, if we hadn't been crawling toward that moment for episodes and episodes. And they don't really know how to portray middle class people. It's like people either just poor and dirty or
who's middle class on Sex in the City?
Well, isn't that guy he's working class, right?
Yeah, but he's like number one landscape designer. I don't think he's
not even that.
Yeah.
Here's my question. And this is going to go to the AI-ness of the whole thing. Is he just the actor that Kim Cattrall dates for a while? Doesn't she kind of slum it with an actor at some point in the original series?
Well, yeah, and then he explodes. Becomes famous. Yeah. So
it just feels to me like another example of how the show is AI. It just took an old plot line that was a Samantha plot line, and we're we're not going to use actor again. Oh, I know, landscaper.
It was so sad to spend so much time at a karaoke party in a house with children. Yeah.
But also like they're like what, making fun of musical theater? They're making fun like that kid is like, it's a joke. And it's like he's good. He's talented. He knows he's talented. It's a fun moment, but also he's doing it as it's like a bit. Like he's like was told to make it funny and make it like a joke, and it's like but just it's a tough. Yeah. If they were going for like really getting the feeling of that moment across, then success. They did do that. It felt awkward. The whole episode felt like a bad karaoke night, just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, if I can throw maybe like a larger thesis out there, I fully believe the show is written by AI, but I think that what's happening now is it actually is it's proof that we are in a sim and that we are being written by lazy AI. Because
I can't wait to hear this.
Listen, stay with me. And I know it's kind of a beautiful mind here. I need a chart and I need a board with strings and push pins. But if the original series, and we've talked about it, was this kind of like bellwether for the zeitgeist. It was like a mirror of the zeitgeist and also a tip of the spear. It was moving things forward and also reflecting back what society was at the time. And it was like a big deal. The show was a big deal. And so that's why this reboot has been a big deal. And it feels like it fell totally short of that. It feels like it's not doing any of that, except if you look at it, and maybe what's happening is the current AI that's writing our sim did the same thing. They took the algorithm of the original Sex and the City and they were like, okay, we're going to just mirror and push society in a direction. We're going to take society as it is and try to move it forward in that direction. But when it puts that template on us right now, it's like, oh, they just bald-faced lie. They have wacky scenarios going on in their world. No one seems to think twice about anything. They just do shit. And let's just make a show like that. It feels like I actually kind of have to give it credit. It feels like it actually is the Sex and the City for our current time.
I mean, conspiracy. Are you in a conspiracy theory about it just like that at this point? Wow.
I just think maybe we need some more conspiracy theories on here. We need to push. We're too good at like vetting our facts and like citing our sources. I think we should just throw some shit out there.
Yeah. I want to throw them some flowers too, because I feel like we're being mean. I did think that Miranda thinking the party was about the dog dying was so funny. They got some genuinely good humor out of that. And I thought that the Miranda Carrie fight at the end was pretty good and very like reminiscent of old school Carrie Miranda fights.
What the fuck was that? Carrie, first of all, last week, Carrie was like, Aiden, you can do whatever you want. I'm waiting for you, but I'm also going to do what I want in the meantime. And then this week, Miranda was like, so what's that? And she was like, how fucking dare you? Like, it was like, she flipped into a different thing. It was like,
I think that was good writing, actually. I think that's how people behave with their friends. When your friends press the button, when your friends call you on the thing, that's how you react.
Okay.
I thought that stuff was good. And they had two like big fights in the original series, so it felt like old school. Like, I love when Carrie and Miranda get into it. But it was nice because now they're a little older, so they like sort of like pushed their way through it before they left each other.
Yeah, they pushed their way through it. Okay, great. Great. I mean, Listen, I can hear you say that. I can hear you. You can have that.
You're not buying it.
I think that Carrie cannot make a decision or do anything one way or another. And Miranda was like, oh, sorry. She's like, that would just stopped. I did not think they pushed their way through it.
No, they pushed their way through. They didn't leave still in a fight.
Okay.
They smoothed things over as friends before they walked away, which is a sign of maturity between two friends, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Carrie is getting defensive because she's starting to, feel things that maybe she didn't expect to feel first. Pipe smoking Duncan, who also just like of course he smokes a fucking pipe. Last week he whipped up mutton for her when they couldn't go out to dinner. Yeah. He's just like the UK. He's just like data points of the UK, but. Yeah, she's defensive, I guess, because she's catching feelings for him and cannot deal with that, I guess, right? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah. sure. I don't know what's happening, bro.
You're right. See, I'll give them some flowers too. When friends disagree, sometimes they just stop and say, fuck it, let's just move on.
All right, current events. What's in your craw this week? Is that the thing? In your craw?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is. Didn't we do this? Yeah, I think it's in your craw, right?
Okay, yeah, it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about what's in our craws.
Show me your craw, bro.
Yeah, where is it? It's like, if it's something in your craw.
If you put your arms like this, it's like that.
Yeah, that's the craw. Like in
Whoa!
there. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's your craw. Show me your craw.
Okay, I think that we have plenty to get to. So real quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ken and Angela Paxton, the power couple in Texas, who she is divorcing him on biblical grounds because he a cheater. But they are the poster children. If you don't know the Paxtons, they are the spokespeople and sponsors, the poster children of traditional family values. They are anti-gay. They are a hate couple. They spearhead a hate group. They are a hate couple. Their whole platform is traditional family values, like heterosexual, whatever, all the shit that goes into that. And then now they are getting divorced because he a cheater, a big time cheater. And this is my favorite part, is that she is filing divorce on biblical grounds, which is not a thing. It's not a thing. There's no place in the Bible for a woman to leave her husband because he cheated on her. Sorry. I guess maybe you're saying like spiritual grounds, like cheating is an irreconcilable. I don't know what they're saying. Man. I just know that their marriage fell apart.
I don't know much about the Bible.
No, I mean, neither do they. They've got some takes on it. Some what they have is very strong takes, but they're full of shit. And it's just a good, like, I don't know. It's not going to change anything because nobody seems to have certainly no one like at a MAGA side of things has the self-awareness and the insight to realize what hypocrites are leading their cause and how insane it is to be so on board with these things. But at least in the moment, it's fun to see someone who has spent their whole career, who's made a career, who's made a thriving career out of keeping other people from having equal rights, now not even be able to hold on to their own marriage.
Yeah, I agree, man. I wanted to talk about the Epstein files this week. I'm taking so much pleasure, Schadenfreude. Am I saying it right? In this whole thing. I mean, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch.
I know.
But it does feel like something is breaking a little bit in the MAGA coalition, which is really just fucking delicious to watch. You fucking idiots. He has been friends with this guy since the early 80s, I think. And there's pictures going back 40 years of the two of them together. Donald Trump has been quoted quoted on video, I think, saying how they both like young girls. It's like, it's so insane that this is new information to these people, but it's really fun watching the foundation start to crack. And it's insane what's happening over the past week with this footage. I guess they released footage of the jail cell.
So they said it was raw footage. They said it was the raw security camera footage. And then the metadata immediately showed that it had been run through Adobe Premiere Pro and had been cut, that it was at least 2 clips put together. That took zero time. That's why it's not even like good bad guys. It's just like dummies. It's like dummies cheating in class. I mean, like, you clearly cheated. Yeah. This doesn't take work. It is, I will say, the most empathy I felt toward the Trump administration ever, because I also have a lot of trouble with Premiere Pro. So I get it. Like, I understand that Premiere Pro is a tough program. It's an issue.
My favorite is the clips of Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, trying to explain those 2 minutes, and it's just talking herself into a total circle and saying how those 2 minutes are missing from the footage bullshit.
I would not. I mean, I would feel bad if it were not such a soulless person. But boy, oh boy, talk about Schadenfreude. It is fun to watch her wiggle and writhe up there because also the list, right? The list exists, but it's on her desk. It's sitting on her desk, ready to be shown. Except for then it doesn't exist. Except for then it does, but it was written by Obama. But it doesn't exist. It's not real. It's just insane. Bad lying. They're not even taking the time to try to make it a good lie.
Yeah.
And I think that. Go ahead.
And then Trump trying to deflect on, like, I think he got quoted in an interview and he's like, why are we still talking about Epstein?
Yeah.
And thinking it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's
so
fascinating.
Good. So good. And I think that this is one of those things, like, there's a quote that runs around from back in the day where Donald Trump said if he was ever going to run for office, he would run as a Republican because, like, they'll buy anything, whatever. And that quote has been debunked, I believe. I believe that Snopes or whoever does it now has said that's not actually a real quote. But I think that it is very clear and becoming more and more clear the more that happens and the more you pay attention to, he has fucking zero respect for the people who support him. Yeah. He expects the MAGA faithful to be morons. Yeah. He's like, I can say whatever I want. And it's nice to make it's a little bit, it's a little day late and dollar short to see this is what it takes. Cause like the dude has been sexually inappropriate with women and girls for as long as he's been famous.
Yeah.
But if this is what it takes for the people to realize, like, oh, he's just a fucking liar and he has no respect for your intelligence and he does not think that you can figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've heard me say this before, but I've been waiting for a chance on the podcast to say my theory that there are 3 reasons why people vote for Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're either stupid, or they're greedy, or they're racist.
Yep.
Or a combination of 1, 2, or 3 of those things. There is literally no other logical reason in the history of the world to vote for Donald Trump. You're either an idiot, you're racist, or you're greedy.
Yeah, or any combination of those 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one little silver lining I can take from all of this is, like, for this to be a surprise to anyone, like you just said, you have to be one of those 3 things. And for anyone who doesn't see that, what that means to me is that nobody read The Art of the Deal. Yeah. And to me, that's like kind of poetic justice, because it's got to hurt such a narcissist, such a thin-skinned, like little tiny weak narcissist like Donald Trump to know that fucking no one read his book. Because if you did read that book, you would realize he's an idiot who can't get deals done and he lies all the time. It's nothing. I read that book, and
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in 16, I was like, all right, he's got a book. Let's see what this is about. And then I actually didn't finish it. I got like 3/4 of the way done. I was like, this is a child writing. This is it's a ghostwriter writing, trying to write in Trump's voice. So it's like even more, it has more semblance than it would if it were just him. And it's still, all it is name dropping, and there's no describing deals. They're just telling the deals. He lays out like a 6-point kind of thing that he uses and then never goes back to it, and just like talks about deals that he made and then didn't make, and then like famous people he met. And like, it's garbage, and it shows what a nothing real estate person, whatever he is. It shows what a nothing kind of like business person he is. It shows you, anyone who's surprised by anything happening right now did not read that book. And to me, there is a silver lining there, because he has to realize nobody read his book. That must hurt him.
Ghostwritten. Yeah. I didn't read his book, but I did read a very well researched and well-written article in the Times about the book when he was first running. So that's what I got. Don't judge. I didn't read it.
I mean, don't. It's a coloring book. It's garbage, but also like do for fun.
Yeah.
It's an easy read. It's an easy beach read, if you're back on the island, if you're in the Hamptons at some point.
Back in Shelter Island.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a little shout out. So Jonathan knows, but that I have been a big fan of the Pivot podcast for a long time. Yeah. Co-hosted by Kara Swisher and Scott Galloway. I turned you onto it. I turned my fiance onto it, your wife onto it, many friends. It was recommended to me by a friend. I don't think there's anyone I've ever told to listen to it who hasn't kept listening to it. It's a great podcast. Yeah. It's it comes out twice a week. If you only listen to that podcast, you would be a very smart, well-informed person. They both have really excellent viewpoints on the world. They talk eloquently about all facets of our world. And they both have also individual podcasts that I listen to all their podcasts. I'm huge fans. Scott has a podcast called the Prof G podcast. And this past weekend, he had Heather Cox Richardson on. She's an American historian. I first came across her on Kara's podcast, on with Kara Swisher. She interviews someone new every week. And this was maybe like a year or two ago. And she's so smart. This woman talks so eloquently about the history of the United States and what we're currently going through. And she draws on our past and uses examples from our past to point about where we may be going or what could be at stake. She puts out a Substack every day, an essay about current events and then drawing on the past, just like I'm explaining. And I really recommend people sign up. It's free. There's no charge. Look up Letters from an American by Heather Cox Richardson. Cox is spelled COX on Substack. You can sign up for it. You get a daily email, and it's an essay. You have to read an essay. You have to man up. You have to be an adult and fucking read an essay a day. I don't care if you have kids. I don't care if you have a full-time job. Everybody has time to read a little essay. Essays are good for us. Read your fucking essays. Heather Cox Richardson is a really amazing person, and the best thing about her is she actually gives me hope. She's not shy about pointing out what's at stake and what could happen and where the dangers are. But she has a lot of hope about where we could be going. And this on the podcast with Scott, she pointed to past times in our history where we were in moments as dark as we are in now, and we came out all the better for it. And it really lightened my mood this weekend. And I would recommend people listen to the Prof G podcast, the interview with Heather Cox Richardson.
Great. Yeah, great plug.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and I a couple of friends of mine who are political scientists, a friend of mine who's a political scientist, a political science professor, same kind of thing, like is aware and able to say that a lot of this is bonkers, but she's not losing her mind because she understands the history of politics in America, and she understands like we've done a lot of this before. We've been in crazy places before. We've been in bad places before, and we can get through it. We just have to fucking nut up and get through it. We have to pay attention. We have to be active in society, and
we have to recognize what's happening and call out what's happening in order to get through it, though. And
it is an uphill battle. I mean, I get it. Not to go back to any kind of like we're in a sim conspiracy theories, but like we are in a tough uphill battle because everything around us is we are being aggressively encouraged to sit still and eat garbage and just ingest and just like get a dopamine fix without paying attention to any of it. Yeah. So it's like you do have to work against that right now to pay attention. But if you don't work against it and you don't pay attention, the whole thing's going to go to shit. So we should probably check in.
You have to actively work. Yeah. What is it called? Bread and circus from the Romans? Is that what they called it?
I don't know. I don't know my history very well. I'm over here talking about how we should know history, and I don't know.
It was like a famous. Oh man. Yeah, bread and circuses. It's like a Roman thing. They gave the people. They made sure they could eat, and they gave them. They gave them the gladiators. They gave them circuits to watch. Yeah, and then they didn't pay attention to what they were doing behind their backs. And there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, absolutely, there is.
Here we've come to the heart of the podcast.
All right,
we're going to name this section. Do you want to share the new name? We think for workshopping.
Sure. Well, so we started with bro therapy, right? That's what we tried last week, but we're workshopping vulnerabros. Vulnerabros.
Yeah. I'm practicing.
Okay. I thought you were correcting how I said.
No, I didn't mean to correct. I'm sorry. No. You came up with it.
Vulnerabros.
I love it.
I don't know. Yeah. All right.
We're going to be vulnerable.
Yeah. We're going to work on being vulnerable.
You sound so excited.
We're going to be vulnerable. We're going to open up and, we discussed getting into this and how we could, but here's something I want to say. As we looked at this section last week, kind of started this as a new part of it last week. When we tried it last week, you had a story, like when we worked on it ahead of time, kind of like, it was like your story. And then I had a thing I was going to say. And to be honest, when we got into it, I was like, my head was in the outline and my head was in like making sure our timing was right and making sure like we got to the points and stuff. And in that, I fully bulldozed through your story, and I want to apologize for that. I'm sorry for not giving it like the time that it could that it needs, because like we were kind of talking about like anger, and you had that little bulldog of a man with his little bulldog of a bulldog, and that whole thing that happened, and kind of like the anger piece is what I was like, focusing on, but I unintentionally fully skipped the part where there's like an undeniable spiritual something like like literally you said that the words that you thought in yoga class, then days later he said those words. Like that's what do you think that is? What is your connection to spirituality? What is
I don't know, but it was I get chills every time I saw the story, and I get chills. I got chills when it happened. It was like sometimes in a movie like the camera gets weird in a moment or something. It was like or something like the world's collapsed in on us when he was saying those words to me. It was something. And it made me think to myself, because you'll remember part of the story was I was scared to try yoga. It made me think, okay, I need to keep doing yoga. This is a sign. And I did. I don't do it as much anymore, but I love it when I do it. And I did it hardcore for 3 years after that event. I would say that I'm a pretty spiritual person. So I grew up in the Northeast. I grew up in Connecticut, middle class, lower middle class, Catholic. Both my parents were Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic church until 3rd grade, me and my sister. And I liked religion when I was young. I liked it. Yeah. I liked the pageantry of it. I loved the stories. I love stories in general.
Sure.
So I loved all the stories and the characters. And I loved hearing about it all. And yeah, I was into it. We went to church every weekend. I wouldn't say my family was like super hardcore.
Yeah.
But it was something that like we were doing.
Were you, Catholics had confirmed, right? Were you confirmed?
Yeah. So I went through confirmation in Catholic school. Okay. When I got into 3rd grade, a teacher said to my parents, your son is like smart and there might be more opportunities for him in the public school system. So my parents moved us to the public school system, which ended up being a really good thing. It was traumatic at first. Not so much for my sister. She was beautiful and popular and she hit the ground running. Elementary school, public school was rough for me at first. And then we kept doing CCD, and so we got confirmed in high school. But I lost any respect for the church. When I was about 12, 13, we were getting ready to be confirmed. So it was our weekly CCD classes. And they were being taught by what they called a brother. I had never heard this term before, but a brother is like a young man in training to be a priest, like in his 20s. Okay. So they bust these brothers in to teach us. Okay. And we were learning about like the different types of sin. And so basically there's like a certain type of sin that you can commit. And then as long as you go to confession and confess it, if you die, you'll be fine. It won't be on your on your ledger. But there are certain sins that if you commit, it doesn't even matter if you go to confession, you're going to hell.
Seems convenient. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So we were learning about contraception and basically about how that was one of the sins that you cannot be forgiven for. And my father had whatever the surgery is to the vasectomy to not have more kids after my sister and I. Again, lower middle class, 2 kids was more than enough.
Yeah.
And it was a smart, responsible, intelligent decision by smart people. And I asked in the class the brother about it, and he said, "Yeah, that's your dad's going to go to hell." And it got to a 13-year-old, and in that moment, I was like, "I'm done. I'm done. This is." And also, I was gay. I was in the closet. I was struggling with that internally. I was hearing about how horrible that was, that I was going to go to hell. And I was fretting about that for a long time, but all that fretting went away in that instant because I knew that guy was an asshole.
That's great, man. Honestly, I'm impressed that you were like religion can get its claws into you, right? It can really get the talons in, and you didn't question your dad at all. You weren't worried that, oh no, he actually is going to hell. You went, oh, this is bullshit. Like, yeah. That's great, man. I mean, that's hard. Like with all of that indoctrination, with all of that kind of like pushing all of that, it's easy to get wrapped up in that and then worry about, take that as truth. And so then, like the chance is really there to walk away and be like, oh no, my dad is going to go to hell. Like that's, so, I mean, honestly, good for you for having the awareness and the fortitude to say, no, I this is bullshit.
Thanks.
I also grew up in the church, and I was like an all-star in church. It was Southern Baptist. So like different than Catholics, but like not that much. There's a lot of pageantry. There's a lot of dogma. There's a lot.
Is there confession?
No, there's no confession. That's one of the big things. And that's why we feel like we're better Christians than Catholics, because we don't have that step. But it's also like I don't think that as soon as I got out of my hometown and got out of my church was really the first time I realized like, oh, like there's a lot more to see. Like there's a lot more to understand. There's a lot more. I thought of myself as pretty worldly. I was doing theater, but I was like,
this is college. This is after college.
Even in high school when I was like, I thought of myself as like, within the context of the city I grew up in and the church I grew up in, I was a progressive thinking kid. Like I was a theater kid, and I like had some edgy thoughts, but it was still, I realized like still very much within the the parameter of Southern Baptist Christian thinking. And I was like a dick about it too. I realized like I'm embarrassed looking back on it and some of the conversations I would have with like I had Jewish friends, and I just like when I was in high school, I remember having a debate with the mother of a couple of my friends and like fully believing that she's just wrong and that she and her family are like gonna go to hell and seem okay with that. And I'm just like, why can you do one of these books and then not the other one? Like you missed the main part. Why are you guys choosing to miss the main part? And like it like was in me, like I felt that. And then I got out and it really took some space for me. It took it into college and like just getting it to see a little bit more of the world and have that separation for myself to think of it like, oh, that's embarrassing. I was like locked in there hard. And now it's like, it gets even, I don't know, easier and easier to step away because it's just I think I kind of struggle with, I guess, is how much of it has gotten worse and how much of it has always been this way. And I've just gotten further away from it because Christianity these days is like loud Christianity is, I mean, it's a fundamentalism basically. I mean, it's an extreme religion in America. The evangelical, which is like what I grew up as, evangelical Christianity, the loud part of it that we hear about all the time is not at all what I thought that it was, and it's mean and it's bad and it's politically intertwined, which is a whole thing that was never supposed to be, and it's like all this stuff.
It's the driving force behind a lot of cruelty in our world. Yeah.
It's really hard to reconcile that.
What was the moment that you pulled away? Was there a moment?
Well, for a long time, I would say things like even as an adult, like even in the past decade, really, I would say things like, I'm a Christian still because I don't blame Jesus for the shit that's happening now. Like people took that for a long time. I was like, I'm going to keep this thing. I like this thing, but people have really ruined it. People have weaponized it. People have made it an excuse to be cruel. Yeah. And so I don't need to blame, God or Jesus for that. And the more and more that I get into it, the further that it went, I don't think there was an exact like moment, although dating a Jew was probably a big part of that. Like getting to like be more and more serious with my wife, was just kind of like, it didn't really change much about my life perspective. It didn't change much about the way that I did things. It just was like what does it, the spirituality, the ability, like the fact that there are whatever it is in this world, whether it's the sim that's writing us or whether it's like whatever spiritual connection that's out there that can make you put words into a man's head, whatever wavelengths are out there that are happening, then connecting, like Christianity, in my opinion, shortchanges a lot of that, falls like way short. It makes it one thing and it can only be this one thing. And to me, like, it's so beautiful to open up and be like, I don't know, man, like, seems
Dude,
like
I've found way more love, fellowship, and community at 3 a.m. on a dance floor than I ever found in the Catholic Church.
Sure.
Ever.
The adherence to dogma in organized religion is like, and that's the thing that, I don't know, makes it hard to buy into any of it. Because it just becomes so elitist and so judgmental and so cruel so quickly, as opposed to just being able to connect with people. And I don't know. We're not gonna solve this thing in 10 minutes, but that, stay tuned to next week on Vulnerable Bros.
Vulnerable Bros. You know what it's time for?
I do.
Who would you fight? Who would you fight? Pow, pow.
Am I correct in saying that you had someone tell you that they sing along with that?
They sing along. Listen,
I like it. It's a jingle. It's a hook.
I've always had a gift with melody. I don't know what to say. Who would you fight this week?
Okay. I would fight the people at Teespring, which is a t-shirt platform that I started on when I started trying to make these bad boys. Yeah. Paint nails, punch Nazis. In February, I started the platform with my friend Bree, who will just give a shout out to, who helps me out. But Teespring owes me like $3,000. They owe 300 people shirts and they owe me thousands of dollars. And we had a good thing going, and we donated all the profits to charitable causes, to small charitable causes that they can actually feel the effect and can actually help. Yeah. And so I was excited about this, and it was I was really jazzed up, and out of the gate, we sold like 400 shirts in 2 weeks. And it was like, this is awesome. Like, this is a thing that's we're going to have money to donate, and they're a fucking fraudster con of a platform. So, and I also think that might all be bots. So I have to fight bots. So I got to figure out how to like Tron myself into fighting bots. But I want to
done like a Better Business Bureau kind of thing.
Yeah, we just like the Better Business Bureau just got back to us saying, yep, no one responded. So officially it is closed. They are a bad business. They have a whatever low grade. We will now like officially say that, but there's nothing else that can happen. Like they just say like, oh yeah, that's a bad business. Like, and we'll
just take them to small claims court or
yeah, eventually. I mean, that's like tough, you know. I'd rather just fight them all. But we'll keep pushing. So real quick, we got some great advice. I got great advice on pillows. I got some great advice for editing. People reached out and gave me some good advice for how to work with Premiere Pro. Not anyone from the Trump administration, but other people reached out. And so let me say this. If there is anyone out there of a legal mind who can help with this Teespring nonsense, give us a shout. I'd be happy I'd be happy to take your help. Anyway,
the pod needs counsel.
The pod needs counsel. Yeah. Anyway, I would fight the entirety of the company Teespring. Who would you fight?
People who say I love that for you. I'm over it. I am over it. It's over, people. It's over. It's just mean. It's people say it so meanly now, and it's that thing of like people think they're being so clever when they said it. You didn't make up the fucking joke. It's done. It's not your joke, and you're not witty by using it. You're not witty using a joke that everybody's using.
Is it fair to say that? And I stand behind all of these that you've had. And I don't have them ready to go. I don't have them right here. But is it fair to say that like all or most of yours have been phrases that at one point like had some bite and now they're just garbage phrases that's like, you hate that. You hate that so much.
I hate when people run things into the ground. And I just think I love that for you is just when someone says that, a friend sends that to me on a text when they're trying to be funny, I just think it's like nasty and so uncreative and like stupid. Like, stop. Don't send me that. Do better. Make fun of me. Go ahead and make fun of me, but do better.
Is it okay to say do better? All right, we can still do that one. No.
Wow. Show us your crock. Can you show us your crock?
Sure.
Woof.
Do better. I love this for you.
All right, that's the pod.
I stumbled last week. You want to read us out?
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to No Homo with Jonathan and Tom on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Graphics and music by Matt Ladner, and special thanks to Jen Dorenbosch, Naquan Williams, and Forrest Malloy. The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the hosts and are intended for entertainment purposes only.
You're a professional, man. Nice work. That sounds so good. All right. I guess that's it. Yeah?
Yeah. Love you.
Okay. I love you.
Bye.
No homo.